Today we cruise through the buzzing Ivory Park where Mbuso is dreaming in double.
My dreams are actually to become a social entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, and a chartered accountant.
This unstoppable 18-year-old is going places and his family is right there behind him. Mbuso is ready to innovate his way right into Made in SA hearts.
What you need in order to be successful in this job is you need to know people really well.
This is how we roll on Made in SA. We celebrate young people of excellence and give them a kickstart on the road to making their dream a reality.
My name is Mbuso. I'm 18 years old and I live in Ivory Park, Extension 6. My favorite pastime, my hobbies are I love exercising, I love reading. It also helps with my academic performance. I love studying and most of all, I love hanging out with my friends. I'd describe myself as a young social entrepreneur. I think big. I've got big dreams. I've got a huge personality. I love doing the impossible. So I describe myself as one that always loves the challenge and one that's able to break the record, one way or the other. Quality education and training.
They're going to provide quality education and training.
My dreams are actually to become a social entrepreneur, an entrepreneur, and a chartered accountant. So I just want to be one of the big corporate people in business. It also comes from the employer. If the business makes 250,000 rand per annum, then on the salaries, they take that certain amount. The qualities that people like me for, my sense of humor, my personality on its own, and basically the person that I am. My family is so special to me because my father once said that which loosely translates as I'll even sell the roof if I have to, just for you to go to school. So that shows how dedicated they are into me achieving my dreams and education on its own. So my parents are critically important in my life. They're my pillars of strength.
Yep. Okay,
my name is Kaiser Matebula and I'm a father of Mbuso Matebula. It's a wonderful boy. He's a good child since he was born. You know, he's doing amazing things. He started to read, you know, the Daily Sun, the newspaper, the headlines, as someone who's attending grade 1. He's a young man who's good, who's got a passion, who's got good leadership.
Mbuso's dream is to impact the world by solving issues through business, and this is known as social entrepreneurship. It looks like he's got great footsteps to follow in. Both of Mbuso's parents are entrepreneurs in their own right. His father is a successful sign writer and his mother runs her own creche.
My name is Tamsanga and Mbuso, he's like a mentor to me. That's our friendship, as well as a friend, a brother I can say. Yeah, that's me and Mbuso.
And my name is Kanyiso Nemoyuni, and Mbuso has been my friend since grade 8. We've known each other since that. Also he is a mentor to me, and then he is also a leader because there are some competitions that we do together, so he leads me to do great things.
Kanyiso, friendship with Mbuso.
Sure, yeah. Like when he's a friend, he's a good friend. It's
good
like
friend, yeah.
The person that you need to have with. But then when he's a leader,
nah.
It's like when he pushes you to the edge, when you almost snap, but then at that moment he will motivate you to do more. It's like it doesn't give you that pressure that's going to break you down. It builds you in a way that you do great things.
Like a parent in a way, you know what do parents do when you do wrong things? Come yell at you, yeah. He makes you to be productive. That's Mbuso. Mbuso always wants you to work. That's what I like about him.
And success is his first priority. That's what I know. It's like everything he does is like success because he knows the true meaning of success, meaning that your achievements are your successes.
Yep. What irritates me about Mbuso is that when you work with that guy, you have to work. Yell at you as if it's a big problem. So it freaks me out when Mbuso does that.
It's hard to think of flaws when a person like him is full of greatness. like his greatness outdo his flaws. So
Yeah.
you get blinded by that.
So
Yeah.
we need to come about with another concept which is going to be efficient for the community.
Also has to be green because it being a source of electricity, but then killing the environment
Exactly.
is bad.
Exactly. So what do you guys have in mind?
I think his dream to be a social entrepreneur, it's a good thing. And also like he's a social innovator. He loves the environment and stuff, how to protect the environment. So if he has those qualities, to him being a social entrepreneur is more like a hobby.
He can be who he wants to be, according to what I see. Yeah.
My dream is to be in corporate business. And how did I come about with that dream? In grade 10, I joined Junior Achievement to just boost my entrepreneurial skills. That's when I became one of the top 10 young entrepreneurs in South Africa. That's when I realized how passionate I am about corporate business. I soon moved on to being the best general manager in my mini company. I started winning awards and I started being surrounded by CAs, CFOs, etc. So realizing their job and the passion they have for it, so that's why I want to be a CA.
He told me that, look, Dad, I want to be a chartered accountant. So I said to him, just go for it. If you love what you want to do, just go for it.
What made me decide that I want to follow this dream is quite simple. It's my passion for it. The love I have for it. The love I have for it, doing it, and doing it, in doing it, I become so much better. So I actually think it's important to follow my dreams because they're not just my dreams. It's what I'm passionate at. So achieving my dreams would also achieve the dreams of others because that would mean I would be running my own business, creating employment which would lead to economic growth. One needs any subjects, whether be it science subjects or commercial subjects. However, commercial subjects are of most benefit to one because they actually have the basics.
He's a wonderful young man and I like everything about him.
Go future CA, Mbuso.
Keep it up, my friend.
Yeah.
After the break, instead of pushing others to be their best, Mbuso's own passion will be stretched when his coach, creative innovator Oran Cohen, sets him off on his challenge. Welcome back to Made in SA, the show that cheers on Mzansi's go-getters. Before the break, we met high achiever Mbuso Matebula. To test if his ideas can match his potential, it's time for Mbuso to meet his coach.
My name is Oran Cohen, and I'm a social innovator and entrepreneur. What you need in order to be successful in this job is you need to know people really well, but also how they work inside of an organization and the ideas that fuel those people and how to put all of those pieces together. I love that I get to travel. I get to meet people from all cultures, and it's never the same. It's always different. So I get to play with ideas and I get to look at things and challenge people's perception of the world. One of the biggest misconceptions about the job is that it's always fun. I think like every job, there is the mundanity of everyday life where you have to do the paperwork and you have to plan. And so it's not always exciting and ideas and color. It sometimes requires you to be quiet and internal and reflect and plan. As an innovator, you're constantly faced with the unknown. So you never really know, will I actually match up to what I need to do, to what I need to accomplish, to the idea that I have to bring to life? It's really challenging because what you're constantly doing is you're creating things that don't yet exist. And because of that, you have no map by which to follow. You have to forge your way forward into the unknown.
I'm here today to learn about being a social innovator. My dream to become a CA is just to help me get there to be a much more innovative social entrepreneur. I can't actually describe how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm actually feeling ecstatic and I can't wait to meet Oran. From this experience, I just want to learn as much as I can from a man of his caliber so that I can apply all those skills into my daily life so that can help me actually to reach my goals and dreams.
Mbuso, welcome.
Hi, Oren.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm looking forward to today.
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
So, I hear you want to be an innovator.
Yes, I actually want to study chartered accountancy to get there. My primary goal is to be an innovator.
So what does it mean for you to be an innovator?
For me, innovation means bringing about new ideas or having ideas, a lot of which have already been implemented, and only making them even much better than they are. Beyond that definition, helping people, a lot of which have social problems, and having inventions, a lot of which could help make their lives even much more better.
Lovely. So you want to push the boundaries.
Exactly.
So I hear you've already done a few innovations and you've played around with ideas and created some very exciting concepts.
Yes, the junior innovators, we were given a task to come up with problems out of which we were facing our communities, such as poverty, electricity shortages, and so forth. And so we had to come up with a concept out of which could help the community override that problem. I've actually came about with the concept named Joy Swings. They're actually swings that could generate electricity. Now, I was lucky enough to have my science teacher help me. It can generate electricity for 5 shacks, depending on the fact that it does not use any heavy appliances whatsoever.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'd love to see it in action because I understand that you've actually got a space where you're planning to make this happen.
Yes.
Shall we go have a look?
Great.
What is your involvement with this jungle gym?
So my team and I actually came about with an innovative concept. We saw electricity shortages in our community. So we came about with the Joy Swings, normal swings out of which could be fitted with special cables out of which could help in terms of generating electricity. So we took that concept way forward to HP and Junior Achievement, and that's how we won the Social Innovation Relay.
That's awesome.
So Mbuso's found a way to create power using a playtime activity from children in his community. As the swings move, electricity is generated. Now that's problem solving at its best.
Right, so we've seen some of your innovations. We've seen the playground. It's time to get into the challenge. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the challenge is you're going to join me for an innovation workshop where we're going to look at social challenges that we face and how we approach creativity. And your part will be is that at some point you're going to be co-facilitating with me.
That means Mbuso will have to run his own class with experienced people he's never met. This is definitely new territory. Good thing Oran has a plan to get Mbuso ready.
Mbuso, we're not going to throw you into the deep end. What I've done is I've created a few tools to help you prepare for this awesome challenge this afternoon. Are you ready?
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it. Have a seat. Okay, so the first tool I want to teach you is the art of asking questions. So, Mbuso, what is an assumption? What do you think an assumption is?
It's one's belief.
Okay, awesome. And that belief is, give me an example of a belief that somebody holds.
For example, if I invent something, assumptions towards that invention could be positive, to say that I believe that this can do this and that.
Yes. So, but for example, you believe that the best way to write is using a pen.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And where does that come from? The idea about innovation is that it constantly challenges what we believe to be true. And what is the most powerful thing you can do in order to challenge something that's true?
With knowledge.
Knowledge, okay. And where do you gain knowledge?
Through reading.
Yes, and through asking questions. So what we're going to do is just give you a few tools and ways of asking questions that are very powerful. Okay. So if you were to challenge something, how would you ask a question that's challenging?
I think I would have to acquire knowledge about that thing first, so that I know that I base my questions on a very solid foundation.
Okay, awesome. So one way that you can ask powerful questions is you've got why, what, how, when, and who. Which one do you think is the most powerful way to ask a question?
Why?
Exactly. Why are things the way that they are?
Yes.
Whenever you see an idea, your question is always, why is it the way that it is? And how could it be different? So remember that there's a closed question and there's an open question. A closed question is a yes or a no, and an open question is like a radar. It allows lots of data to come in. So a question always challenges what we believe to be true. So this afternoon, when you're going to facilitate, this is your number one weapon, your number one tool, is to constantly look at things and go, why are people saying what they're saying? Why are they suggesting the idea in that way? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Are you feeling confident to use it this afternoon?
Yes, and that's a close question.
Excellent, well done.
So Mbuso's ready to get going. He's confident, learnt many a new thing, but will he stimulate the minds of his class? Open or closed? That's the only question. Welcome back to Made in SA, the show that big ups Mzansi's youngest dreamers. We met the unstoppable Mbuso who dreams to innovate, and earlier, creative innovator and our Made in SA coach, Oran, prepped this aspiring social entrepreneur on how to run a workshop for people that also want to solve social issues. Can Mbuso help to get the ideas flowing and channel everyone in a productive way? Let's see.
I believe this experience is going to incorporate nothing but success into my life, because I'm going to apply strategies out of which other people haven't actually come across. So with that in mind, that's going to actually develop me from what I am now to what I can be, out of which is something that's going to help others learn from me.
This is the space, and we're going to be working today, and I'm sure you're going to love it. It's very creative and fun.
It feels fantastic already.
Today we have a very special guest joining us, and he will be co-facilitating with me, especially when we do the ideation process. He's an innovator in his own right, and I'd like to introduce him. Mbuso, come up. Do we have a round of applause? So what is it like to stand here in front of all of these people?
It actually feels great to stand in your myth of greatness. While looking at you guys, I can see great ideas coming out. I can see adventurous people. I can see risk takers, in fact. And actually, I can see ideas that of which are beyond recognition. So I'm honored and humbled to stand in front of you guys. I hope to learn as much as I can from you guys as well.
Thank you.
A lot of these people are much older than Mbuso. Will they take him seriously? He's glad to have his friends here for moral support.
My first impression of Mbuso when I met him was that he's quite a go-getter and a passionate guy. I wasn't completely sure about what his focus was. I think he's young, so he's got that kind of the puppy feeling of anything that's exciting. So it was good to start focusing him in on innovation and entrepreneurship. My feeling is that he's a very confident young man. And even when he went into the challenge, there was a sense of, I can do this, no problem, which can be quite a hindrance when approaching a challenge. But the way that he approached it was quite surprising. He really showed up in a lot of different ways. True, he came in it from the pieces that I had shown him and didn't kind of move beyond them. But the way that he used the pieces that I taught him was brilliant. He really took the idea and ran with it.
My initial thoughts about the challenge were pretty exciting. The first moment I entered the room, I got pretty excited. Having the room motivate me on its own was quite staggering, and seeing the people gave me a lot of ideas. However, I do believe that it scared me a lot because I thought that they were smarter and stronger than I, but then again I came to realize that I could learn so much from them. At Oran's presentation, I learned that We've got more to innovation than what I thought. I learned about the deeper instincts about innovation. I learned that it goes way beyond creating ideas. So we've got certain procedures that of which have to be met in order to have a great idea that of which can be innovative. It's quite a tricky environment, but however, it's quite an exciting one.
To take the challenge up a notch, Oran splits everyone into smaller groups. Now Mbuso must learn about each group's project, then interview and cross-question their solutions. Good luck with that, Mbuso.
Went on strike requesting that they get a minimum amount of 4,000 Rand a month. So they actually defined their basic needs.
So the solutions that we came up with was to formalize the employment, so to regulate the industry to begin with, put in agencies and contracts that will protect all parties, so the employer, the employee, the agency as well, and create service options.
So what's your input on that to say that this is the best solution between the employer and the employee? Why?
To formalize the work, it's starting to make it not unskilled labor, but actually turning it into a proper profession like it is overseas.
With the option you guys came up with to say that you were going to create a contract between the employer and the employee, I found it very attractive, and I'm actually happy about it with regards to the fact that it's simple. Yes, it is expected, but you know, innovation relies on one to come with something that of which is unexpected. However, it is expected and it does tell a story, so I'm very happy with you guys and all the best. If I may ask, what's the whole problem about?
Bullying.
Bullying.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna need to ask you in each of them 3 questions.
For each solution.
For each solution. Why that solution?
So
The first solution is
one was feeding bullies.
film.
Feeding them.
Okay.
Video.
Why?
Couple of reasons. The first one is one of the ways that they bully is they actually are videoing guys in the bathrooms and toilets and distributing. So it's about actually picking up on those bullying behaviours and using those as part of the solution, but also to identify who the bullies are as evidence. That's a starting point. It could come with problems as well.
Stop the problem at the source.
The concept is great. It's just that implementation is still going to be tough with regards to the syllabus changes. For example, our Minister of Education, Andrew Matera, has just introduced the CAP syllabus, which has just a few concepts of which were brought from the previous syllabus. So introducing this concept is going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of planning. My experience with each one of the group was actually exciting because each group came up with innovative concepts that are facing South Africa at the moment. So it was great to address some of the things that of which we see. Hopefully they'll turn out for the best.
My overall impression of Mbuso is that he's going to go far in what he's going to do. The advice I would give him is to find a humility when dealing with people and when facing challenges. But I loved his spirit and his passion and his drive to succeed was astounding.
Okay, so I wanted to just give you a little bit of feedback about the way that you worked with the groups. First of all, well done. It was amazing to see you show up. And also it was incredible to see how you implemented the ideas I gave you. I saw you constantly referring back to the sheet where you wrote it. So it was amazing to see you do that, just like an innovator. An innovator sees something, learns it, and then uses it straight away.
Thank you very much, Oren.
My pleasure.
High five. Yeah. The challenge has got me closer to my dream. It has gave me the necessary skills and potential in order to make me a strong innovator.
Innovate on, Mbuso.